Hi friends, it's Stephanie at Lost and Funny Farm. So, I know it's been a few days and we were supposed to do a video about what I was growing this year. But right now we gotta skip all that. We're gonna have to come back to that. So what I want to talk about is some decisions in your garden that you might find difficult. And it's not something crazy. But if you're like me and you grow all year round, then you know this is the time we're pulling stuff out. We're looking at what's going, how everything's looking. If something's looking tired and exhausted, it can go because we're gonna go ahead and amend that soil, fluff it up, get it all nice and ready because our fall seedlings have germinated, and we have like 20 days, and they're going in the ground. So it's time to start making space. But I did want to talk about something that is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. And if you are a seed starter like I am, then you've probably been watching the news. And listen, this is not a political conversation. It doesn't matter who you voted for, what you voted for, which end of the government you love, which end you don't like. If you're a seed starter, then you've probably seen that. A lot of our fruits and vegetables in the store now are seedless. What does that mean? Um, you growing stuff? Is the stuff you're growing seedless? Because mine is not. And everything I grow is not heirloom. Some stuff I grow are hybrids because I do want some variety. But nothing I grow is seedless, which allows me the opportunity to collect my own seeds, which is what I do. I collect my own seeds, and while I do have an amazing seed bank, just stuff that I bought when I'm out. I'm not married to any particular seed company. I do love Baker Creek for their variety. I like Botanical Interest. Like I said, it's a bunch. I shop everywhere. If I'm out and I see some seeds, I'm like, oh, that looks so cool. I stop what I'm doing. I read the seed packet. I make sure it's something that I can grow. I look at the days to maturity. What the conditions are that needs to grow, and if it looks like something is doable, if it's doable, I'm doing it. So that brings me back to the new thing about all this seedless stuff. Who's controlling our seeds and what we grow? So whoever you think is controlling it, whatever you think is happening, just know that you can collect your own seeds from the stuff that you're growing outside, especially if you have something growing that is thriving in your yard. Get your seeds so that you can have the seeds of that plant and plant it next year. Now, granted, if you're growing hybrids, you do take you take a huge chance, almost 100% chance that the seeds that you collect from that variety will not be true to what you grew this year. They will be more truer to their parents, but not the plant you got this year. So if you grew XYZ tomatoes and you collected the seeds from XYZ tomatoes, next year, if XYZ tomatoes came from XY and Z to make XYZ, then your seeds might be XY or they might be Z, but they probably won't be the XYZ. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I confuse myself sometimes. Anyway, so the hard choice you have to make here is giving up some space or waiting a little longer, because I know that we are chomping at the bit. Okay, we had drought for so long. It was flaming hot. We was out here doing rain dances in the garden, spraying on so much off, trying for the mosquitoes is disrespectful around here. Doing all sorts of things, trying to get out there and do our gardening thing because it's what we do, it's what we love, and I'm with it, y'all. But I also want to have some control over what I'm eating and what I'm growing. So, like I said, right now the hard choice is giving up some space. What do? Do you go out there and pull your stuff because it's looking haggard and you're preparing for fall and you need to get those beds amended? You need to, maybe pull out some of those old roots, especially if you plant back to back to back intensively. Your roots don't have a chance to break down in the soil like you might hear some other people saying, oh, you can leave the roots, just cut it down to the base, the roots will break down. My garden doesn't have that rest period. So once I pull this stuff, I have to pull the roots up and all, so my soil doesn't start getting compacted and my new plants have a place to grow. Otherwise, they just gonna keep running into, yesterday's guy. So what do we do? If you have a date, a target time that you know you want to start pulling stuff out, because I've begun the process. I've cleared up my green stalks. I've topped off my soil, amended it. I put the granular fertilizer in it because that needs time to break down. So by the time I plant, that fertilizer would be breaking down or have broken down so my roots can go ahead and start using it. I also put in a pre-plant fertilizer in the planting hole. Yes, but I want my plants to get off to a good start. But anyway, so if your target date, this is just an example, I'm not saying this is your date. If your target date is September 1st and you've got some plants that's looking tired outside but you want to collect seeds, I would say probably in the very near future, stop picking. And you know the mantra of gardeners is pick early and often, and to keep your plant producing, because all of your plants want to produce seed. They want to make their next generation, and then they'll move forward and go to the upper room. Okay, anyway, so I would say if your target date to start planting for fall is September 1, and that you were planning to pull everything out around the 15th or 20th and get your soil amended and start getting it ready. I'm just giving you some example dates, y'all. This is not fast and hard and set in stone. Then now you should stop picking. And now you need to stop, maybe last week even, stop picking. Let some of this stuff mature on the vine, and can you hear it? And go to seed, so that you can have seeds of what you loved, what did well. Y'all, green beans went wild in my yard this year. And wouldn't you know it, I don't have any more dragon tongue beans. But do I? I do, because I let a few go to seed, and y'all, bean seeds they go hard. They are prolific, and you don't have to, Lord, this bean seed is sprouting in the bean. Rude. So, like I said, go ahead and stop picking. Let your beans or whatever it is that you're growing that you want to have seeds from, let it go ahead and dry on the vine or on the plant, not necessarily the vine. Let it dry on the plant. Collect your seeds for next year, because y'all, what's happening next year? We are going into the fall. So next year, next spring and summer, what would the situation be with the seeds? I know it'll be in my house. I'm fine because I collected my seeds and I allowed them to dry outside. I bought them inside and I stored them in a cool, not cool, but in a dry, dark place so they could be ready for next year. And if you're growing beans or whatever you're growing, it doesn't take a whole lot. Also, if your seeds thrive, your plants thrived in your yard, I would say the seeds you collect will thrive also. Also, depending on what you're growing, some of these plants put out so many seeds. It's no reason that you can't collect enough to get yourself off to a good start. Even if you just collect enough of something to start you this year, and then you have to grow some more to collect more seeds. But let me show you something. So these are some of the bean seeds that, okay, sorry. My camera's weird, y'all. So these are some of the bean seeds that I collected from some of the beans in my yard. Can y'all see that? Wait, let me show you. Let me pick it up. These are rattlesnake beans. So I just let them dry until they was crunchy, y'all. Crunchy. And I got this many out of one bean. Gave me this many seeds. Here's more beans. I think these are maybe my Kentucky Wonder. I picked them up. I let them get also crunched. Lord, I'm throwing them on the floor. Useless. I let them get crispy, and there you go. You have some other things that you're collecting. Simply, you need them to be crispy for them to be usable, like your black eyed peas. Are you growing black eyed peas? Then you know black eyed peas. You let them dry on the vine, or cow peas, whatever you call them where you're from. And then, sorry y'all, my dogs. I am throwing seeds everywhere. If I have plants growing on my kitchen floor, y'all, just know that you was here the day that I sowed the seeds on the kitchen floor. Okay, so black eyed peas. We let those dry on the vine. And there we go. Not only are these what you need to be edible, this is what you will plant next year. That's just out of one. And I have multiple plants out there. Sorry, y'all. Let me pick these seeds up before my dogs get in. I'm still here. I'm just picking up seeds, you know. Sometimes you gotta harvest seeds off the kitchen floor. Okay, so what I was saying is, some of your plants that you're growing put on so many seeds. It's worthwhile for you just to let just a few of them just dry outside. Stop picking. Let the seeds mature before you bring them in. And then once you have your seeds all ready for next year, store your seeds. You are ready for your next spring and summer season, or whatever season we're in. You like Swiss chard? You plant it when it's cool outside? Great. When it gets warm, let it bolt. Same for all of your brassicas, all of your cool weather flowers, all your cool weather plants. Let them bolt. Collect some seeds. You growing onions? Great. Harvest all your onions. Leave one. Do you know how many seeds you get from one onion once it goes to flower? Leave one. Let it bolt. You like where it's at? Let them drop those seeds and let them grow back on their own. Let them naturalize in that spot. Or collect your seeds and save them, and then you have all the control of where you plant them next year. There's so many things you can do, but you're going to have to decide if this is something that you want to do, if you want to give up the space. Now, when I was saying that some plants give you so many seeds, if you remember my last video, I was saying that to harvest your roselle before it drops the seeds. This is the roselle seeds I collected. If you're not familiar with roselle hibiscus, it's delicious. If you ever had that hibiscus water or hibiscus tea, that's from this plant. This is how many seeds I got from 5 calyxes. Don't believe me? I harvested some today. Okay? So if you don't know what roselle looks like, they look like very hard strawberries. Okay, so we will let these dry. This is roselle. I know mine's not colossal, but I have a lot of them. So sometimes they ain't gotta be big if you got a lot. You know what I'm saying? So let me show you the amount of seeds we're gonna get from one. Okay, I saved this one from earlier so I could open it up with you. This is one. That's why I said if you're gonna let these dry outside, you better get them before they drop, or you're gonna have roselle forever. This is 1 calyx, okay? And if you remember my last video, I said you will have a field of roselle from just 1 or 2 going to seed and dropping a seed. This one was about to open when I went outside today, and I was like, not today. That's just 1 calyx that I opened. And let me show you the amount of seeds that I just got. I only grew 5 plants. This is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is from 1 calyx. I could grow twice as many plants as I grew outside. And then how much will I have? Y'all, plant math is crazy. Because look what I just did. I grew 5 plants. From 1 calyx, I got 11 seeds. I doubled the amount of plants that I actually grew just from 1 calyx. collect your seeds, y'all. If you want to know more about collecting seeds, I'm happy to show you how, or tell you how. Send me questions, comments, and let me know, because this is worth our time, y'all. It's worth the time that you take to say, okay, I'm going to hold back. I'm going to pull all but one. Okay, let's just say, to be fair, pull all your plants, pull all your green beans if you're ready, except for one that you like, that did well. Leave that one. You don't even have to leave all the beans up there. Just pull all of them and leave like 5 beans up there to go ahead and dry on the plant. Those 5 beans gonna give you this many seeds. Let me see. This is one of the rattlesnake beans. It's 2, 4, 6 beans out of that. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 beans out of the one Kentucky Wonder. 8 peas from the black eyed peas, just from one pod. I have enough to sow my garden for next year from one pod, y'all. This is worth your time. So, or an even better idea, go with me now. Have some reserve plants on the side, some that you're just growing to go to seed, that's maybe not in your garden. Have you some pots on the side. You got you a pot with some beans growing in it. Great. We're not even harvesting that. We're going to let them go to seed like almost right away. Let it grow and let it go. Collect those seeds, and you can terminate that plant right away. You got your seeds for next year, and then the rest of the year you're not worried about trying to nourish this plant that's in a pot, or trying to baby this one because it's over here on your yard and all the rest of them is over there. Let them grow, go to seed, harvest them, terminate your plant, move forward, reclaim your soil, grow something else in that pot. So anyway, I just thought I would come to you all and talk to you about the seed situation, or the seedless situation, and let you know that there's things you can do, there's things you can be doing right now to set yourself up for your future, for the future of what your garden, for your health, so you know that what you're growing is pesticide free, herbicide free, unless you put it there, that you know where it grew, who grew it, whose hands touched it, where it went from the time it came from your yard to your refrigerator to your plate. All these things. This is all the stuff that you're doing to control your supply and the flow of your food. And it starts with you collecting some seeds. Because if you think you're going to go to the store and buy something, I got news for you. That's coming to an end. And if you don't believe me, next time you go to the grocery store, walk over to the fruits. Walk over to your produce section. Everything's seedless, guys, except for what's growing at your house. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave it in the comments. Send me an email. And also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And send this to somebody who is who's been watching news and is concerned and is trying to figure out, what does this all mean for me? What does this mean for my future, my family's future? What's on our plate? Where does this go from here? Because it doesn't have to go anywhere. It can still go from your yard to your plate. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'll see y'all guys next time.